Welcome to the future, where the children of Generation Alpha can swipe before they can speak, but struggle to read a sentence without giving up halfway. Forget Fahrenheit 451's firemen torching books. No one has to light a match anymore. The books are still here, stacked on dusty shelves, waiting to be opened. The tragedy? Nobody cares enough to open them. So, how did we raise the first illiterate generation of the digital age? I think it's simple. Parents traded bedtime stories for Netflix autoplay. Schools cut libraries to buy iPads, mistaking technology for education. And then the pandemic hit. That's when screens became classrooms and teachers became live streamers and kids became prisoners of the algorithm. Then add in the Silicon Valley into the mix, and their entire business model is keeping your child's eyeballs glued to glowing rectangles. Reading comprehension? Boring. TikTok swipe dopamine? Jackpot. Ray Bradbury warned us in Fahrenheit 451, distract people with shallow pleasures and they'll stop noticing the collapse of their inner lives. Congratulations, mission accomplished. So here's the real dystopia. Literacy isn't just about reading books. It's about thinking critically, questioning authority, imagining alternatives. When that collapses, democracy collapses with it. Gen Alpha doesn't need firemen burning libraries. They have algorithmic feeds making sure they never care about libraries in the first place. The enemy is not censorship, it's apathy. In Bradbury's novel, people sat in rooms with wall-sized TV screens, hypnotized by endless entertainment. Does any of that sound familiar? Look at today's living rooms. Gen Alpha doesn't need Montauk's firemen. They have influencers, streaming services, and parents too exhausted to fight back. This is how a society collapses, not with fire, but with a shrug. But here's a twist. What if the villain is also the hero? Because buried deep inside TikTok's dopamine machine is book talk, the accidental resistance movement. Teens are filming themselves sobbing over Fourth Wing, hyping the Hunger Games back into relevance, and even resurrecting Orwell and Sylvia Plath from the grave of high school syllabi. Book talk isn't saving literacy in the Shakespeare and Orwell sense. It's not building a generation of philosophers, but it is keeping reading alive in a world that forgot how to care. In Fahrenheit 451, rebels memorized books to keep culture alive. Today's rebels, they cry into their ring lights and hashtag it book talk. Not the hero we expected, but maybe the only one Gen Alpha will follow. In Fahrenheit 451, fire destroyed books. In our world, apathy is doing that for free. If Gen Alpha grows up unable to read, the future won't look like a bonfire of forbidden literature. It'll look like us, scrolling endlessly, too distracted to notice what we have lost. Bradbury tried to warn us. The question is, are we still literate enough to understand him?